This is the video log. It takes 30,000 to a million. There's no webcam today, so don't panic. Okay. I'm gonna go through the account, then I'm gonna talk about Apple and their new plans to involve themselves into self-driving technology and their progress on their battery technology. So here we go. This is the account. I'm sitting at 142,000. Positions are on the right. As usual, you can stop your video player anytime to try to read the positions. This is the ticker, strike price on my options positions, the expiration date, the number of contracts, and whether it's a seller or buy. And I'm going to go through quickly. You can pause, figure out the positions. I have a ton of buying power at the moment. I've deleveraged massively. Massively, is that a word? Massively. And here's the equity. Apple's got a really big pop after hours, so that's why I thought maybe I should talk about it and my opinion on what's going on here. Not a lot of change for the rest of the account. Uranium's going up and down. It's trying to make up its mind whether it's gonna break out or it's gonna have a correction. And then everything else is fairly unchanged. The markets are also unchanged for the day. So here's the account tab. My positions. This is the wheel. The cash amount is now 13,300. So quite a bit of cash accumulated. I'm really ready for a correction at this point, so I can dive back in and start selling some puts. You know what I mean? So total return. These are the positions organized by total return. Energy transfer is not recovering, that's for sure, and this is by equity. So hopefully that gives you enough information. And now I want to talk about Apple a little bit. So yeah, that was quick, huh? So I think the reason why it's experiencing this pop is because they came out with news about their self-driving technology. I'll try to find out. Yeah, so it aims to produce electric cars by 2024, but that's really not what's important. Okay, let me pull up a chart of Apple's 1 year or 5 year chart so you can look at it while I talk. So I'm thinking this is really good news for Apple, and not because they're going into the hardware business. Like, being a car company is usually a losing proposition for many car makers. I mean, Ford is always struggling to make a profit, and even Tesla's having a hard time making a profit, even though they're the most popular car brand in the world right now. But I don't think that that's where their Titan project, which is their software and hardware development team, that's what they name it. Apple names it the Titan project. So I don't think that's where their strength is. It's a really good thing for Apple because they're going to be developing two sides of the automaker business. It's really, really important, and if they're a leader in those two things, then I think they're very well positioned to actually be not a car maker, but be a vendor basically of other automakers seeking to compete with Tesla. So Tesla currently has a near monopoly on self-driving cars technology, but if Apple gets into the game, then they don't even need to produce the car. They can just work on that self-driving technology, and they could actually sell it to other car makers who already know how to build great cars, and Apple doesn't have to embarrass itself, stumbling along trying to make a product they've never actually have made or have a history of making at any point. So even though the car is kind of like a new screen, what I mean by that is the phone is a screen, your laptop's a screen, your tablet's a screen, desktop's a screen, your watch is a screen now. So basically, the new thing is, how many screens can you give to a consumer that they can buy, right? So the car is going to be the next screen, and it already kind of is. And I think that's where Tesla's angle is. But what I'm seeing here is that, if Apple can manage to develop technology that rivals Tesla's and sell it to experienced car automakers like Porsche, BMW, Mercedes, well, I just named German companies. Well, anyways, some companies that really know how to make cars, they don't have to be German, of course, then I think you have a win-win, right? And combine that with the upgraded Apple battery technology that they're working on right now, which could be better than Tesla's, then now we're talking some real progress, right? And this kind of system, I think, could be really, really, really beneficial for Apple because they can just sell the software, the designs, and they can outsource all the manufacturing, and they just win on intellectual prowess. I mean, it's going to be the most profitable thing ever. So, just as I'm astounded at how profitable the company could be and how well they're doing things, they come up with something like this. I mean, I think it's just another reason to be bullish on the company. I mean, I don't know about the price near term or even medium term, but the company itself looks like to be doing all the right moves when it comes to rewarding its shareholders, that's for sure. And those are my thoughts on Apple. I really hope they do the right thing and not try to compete in hardware with companies like Tesla or real car automakers. They have much more experience, and Apple's going to be late to the game if they do that. So I really hope they back off of that and just use the cars that they design just to test things. And maybe far, far in the future, when their experience is kind of caught up behind the scenes to current automakers, they can try to, do some kind of driverless car that perhaps starts working at things like airports and other organized social roadways. And the reason I say that is because it's very difficult to introduce self-driving cars around the roads. There are just too many variables, too much liability, and all kinds of issues, moral issues that arise with that. So I was thinking maybe like a more controlled environment, just anywhere where you would use rails to govern a moving vehicle, you could use self-driving technology to do it. And I thought of things like airports and theme parks and things like that. I think it'd be pretty safe. But anyway, those are my thoughts on Apple, and I think that the little valuation bump today was definitely justified on these news. And I think it's actually more bullish than the market's giving it credit for. Now, I don't know if that's going to register in the price in the near term, because I see even the market's obviously pretty overvalued right now. But in the medium term and long term, I think that as people realize what kind of a project this is and how valuable it's going to be to the company, they could be selling that technology to every single other car maker besides Tesla and just basically choke it out by outcompeting it in the field, and they definitely have the resources to do that. So those are my thoughts about the company for today, and I'm going to keep it short and sweet today. So hopefully y'all are making more money than I am, and I'll probably make another video on Thursday. All right, peace out.